Let me introduce you to my co-host, Chutney. Chutney is a hedgehog from the world of Chutasia who has travelled through time and space to end up inhabiting a stuffed toy body on planet Earth. And today we're going to see what the words from the jar triggered Chutney to remember about Chutasia. The first word is rewind. Interesting. What does rewind make you think of? So I'm getting some telepathic messages from Chutney. So we do know that in Chutasia there are some ancient civilizations, such as the ancient Erizycoan civilization, which the Erizycoan men come from. They are some mysterious spiritual craftsmen and teachers who've shaped a lot of society, and they were probably the last of this ancient civilization. We also know about another ancient civilization who lived sort of around the area of the island of Spicus, and they were called the ancient Macadamians, the Macadamian society, or the Macadamian civilization. And what we do know is that these two civilizations had very advanced technology and advanced skills and powers. Now, our word is rewind. And I do wonder whether either the Erizycoan civilization or the Macadamian civilization, or maybe some other lost civilization from Chutasia that we've not discovered yet, I think one of them unlocked the ability to rewind time. So when we think about how Chutney has travelled through time and space to end up on planet Earth, she did that by entering an interdimensional time travel microwave machine, and then she entered a realm called the time soup. And then once she was in the time soup, she came onto a timeline noodle that was this timeline noodle on Earth. And I wonder, we do have some suspicions that the ancient Erizycoans or the ancient Macadamians might have known about the time soup, might have even travelled in the time soup, might even show up on Earth at some point. I don't know. Maybe we'll have one of these ancient Chutasian hedgehogs show up on Earth too. And I think that probably one of those civilizations had the ability to maybe rewind time or go back in time. So that's what I'm getting from Chutney at the moment. Does that seem about right? Yeah, Chutney's saying that maybe we've not been totally clear that it's not only Chutney. If you're new here, you might think Chutney is the only Chutasian hedgehog who has come to Earth. That's not true. So we have lots of little hedgehog friends and other animals who have come through the time soup and joined us here on planet Earth. So it is possible that in the future we might have another cuddly toy friend show up who is revealed to contain the essence of an ancient Erizycoan or ancient Macadamian, who will be able to tell us more about their technology to rewind time. All right, I think we're ready to go on to the next word. All right, Ginny's going to read it first. I don't know how she reads. How do you read? Oh, I've seen it. I've read it. Did you read it? Yeah, we read it at the same time. She sees through my eyes, would you believe? Okay, so the word says golden nut. So the golden nut, I was actually, these have been written by my partner, Max. So he knows, he's got some insider info. So the golden nut is an ancient artifact. So that actually fits quite well with what we were just talking about. So far, my understanding from Chutney, I don't think Chutney really... I don't know that I sometimes get the feeling that Chutney makes up some of the stories that she shares with me, and I do wonder if this is one of them. Our understanding is that the golden nut is an ancient artifact that was probably created by the Erizycoan, as this is the civilization on the island of Erizyco. And then maybe as that civilization went into decline, it was transported to the Macadamian civilization, who was still kind of going all right, for safekeeping. And then at some point, it left from the Macadamian civilization and went into the neighbouring realm of Chutasia. So Chutasia is not a planet. Chutasia is a realm that exists on a planet called Hedgehog, and they do have neighbours, and their neighbours are Chutasia. So on Chutasia you do only have hedgehogs, but in Chutasia you do have other animals, such as squirrels. So this is Mr Squirrel. Chutney can just sit there. Chutney can sit here. So this is Mr Squirrel, and I have done a video introducing Mr Squirrel that will be in the description. And Mr Squirrel is from Chutasia, and it's lucky that you were sitting on the table, actually, that the golden nut has come up, because Mr Squirrel's family was tasked with caring for the golden nut. So it was created by the Erizycoans. It was taken over, looking after it, by the Macadamians, looked after it. And then when the Macadamian civilization mysteriously disappeared, the golden nut showed up in Chutasia under the care of the Squirrel family. Mr Squirrel, who comes from Squirrel Land in Chutasia, and he lives in the capital of Squirrel Land, which is called Nottingham. And the golden nut has been in the care of his family for many years. There are debates about the function of the golden nut. I think I might keep some of it a bit secret, because I will do actually a series probably about the golden nut and the special powers or the magical qualities that the golden nut may or may not have. But I'll give you this information. It was recently stolen. So I'll let you speculate in the comments as to who stole the golden nut and why. And that'll be answered in a future series. All right, thank you, Mr. Squirrel. It was handy that I had you on this table. So the next word will be, drum roll please, Mr. Squirrel. You will see it before I will. What does it say? Friends. Oh, well, what it immediately I'm getting from Chutney is that actually, when we follow Chutney's story and Chutney's life in Chutasia, which is what we're doing on this channel, Chutney actually doesn't have many friends. She does meet people in her journey, and by people we mean hedgehog people. She does meet other hedgehogs in the journey who, you know, some of them are helpful, some of them are not helpful, some of them are just random encounters. But Chutney, unfortunately, actually, she doesn't have many friends. She doesn't have any. I don't think you have any. She doesn't have any friends on her journey, at least not that we know of so far. There are certain characters that hang out with Chutney on her travels more than others, but I'm not sure that any of them are strictly her friends. That is, until of course she came to Earth, and now like she's got me, and I'm her best friend ever, because we're basically the same, aren't we? I am she and she is me, because we're like an essence cut into, we're like two sides of the same coin, kindred souls. And that was why when she travelled through time and space, through the time soup, and she was floating around in the time soup noodle broth, like a big crouton, she was attracted to my timeline, and she was bought by a 9-year-old Sarah, and we've been inseparable ever since. So I think we are each other's friends. She thinks so? Yeah. So Chutney does have a voice, and Chutney does speak. I do remind people of that sometimes, but I've not been sharing Chutney's voice so far. I do wonder if I should. I mean, it does it would take the channel to new heights. I will link below, or I will link on the screen, a video to Chutney singing, me and Chutney singing a duet together. So I'll leave you with that, and see you next time. Bye bye.